you focusing on ECAs instead of your actual exam is going to be the reason why you do not clear IPMAT Indore. IPMAT Indore has a written exam, then it has the interview. Some people think if I have amazing achievements, I can talk about that in my interview and get selected. Firstly, you cannot come in front of the interview round if you do not clear the goddamn cutoffs. Cutoff clear करने के लिए you need afterwards. You could be a goddamn Olympic player and win a gold medal for India in your ECAs, but if you do not clear the sectional cutoff of essay, MCQ and VA, IIM Indore is not going to look at you. This is how the system is. So, what gives you the confidence that your Coursera certificates, your NGO volunteer internship certificate is going to help you with your IPMAT interview? It will not. You getting +4 or +8 in the actual exam will help you a lot more. In your interview, sure, if you have some amount of achievements, you can drive the interview towards that direction. But if you look at the recent transcripts of IIM Indore, it's an academic Viva at times. They'll just throw you questions after questions, and you answer it, and within 10 minutes, you might just know if you're getting in or getting out. Unless you have really crazy experiences, they're not going to touch on your ECAs. Now, there are some cases where they were a little bit interested. One of the students was making a lot of money with his SaaS business, and they were like, oh, you do entrepreneurship, interesting. And then they asked you, so what will you prioritize, your college or your business? And if you do not say your college, and if you do not show that you're academically inclined, you're not going to get into IIM Indore. There was one student who had 230 marks NC-OBC. He told in the interview, sir, I learned a lot more in my 1 year of startup experience during my gap year than my 12 years of school. You know what happened to him? Man did not even get a waiting list number. He was straight out rejected. I know people with 260 marks, general category, straight out rejected. I know people at 190 marks in general who got accepted. The difference between this was not their ECAs. The reason behind it was that they were academically competent and they were well prepared to give good answers. If you're not able to answer fundamentals, like difference between a P&L and a balance sheet, or for the science students, what are the 3 laws of Newton and the equations, you will be in trouble because your competition will be able to answer it. And they are going to take the top students who are going to be very academically inclined, who can come, show up, practice, learn, study as much as possible. If you feel कि भाई मैं तो dropper हूँ, मुझे क्या आता है 11th and 12th में तो नहीं कर सकता ये, then ठीक है वो और किसको ले लेंगे, आपको छोड़ देंगे. That is how it's going to work. And you know what? All of these things come from a place of a lot of love and care for the aspirants, but it also comes from a place of frustration. People who ask about ECAs, firstly, either did not know and they're misinformed. That is completely okay. Those who also know about this, but at the same time try to focus on their ECAs instead of the actual goddamn exam, which is going to help them clear the cutoffs, those people have a lot of insecurity with the exam. They are not focusing on the written exam because they're scared. They are scared कि भाई मेरे से तो ये नहीं हो रहा है. So they look at all these other avenues to fool their mind कि हम तो IPMAT का preparation कर रहे हैं by focusing on my profile. घंटा कुछ preparation हो रहा है. I'll be very honest. All India rank 4 in IPMAT Indore 2023 wrote, and I quote, NA, matlab not applicable, in the entire paragraph while he was asked for his ECAs. And he still got rank 4, right? You need to understand that good communications, good academic knowledge, and good demeanor are key elements for your IPMAT interview. Anyways, for your IPMAT interview, please don't go taking advice from your CAT interview people. CAT में yes, ECAs play a huge role. Your achievements, your case competitions, your internships, your paper publications, they play a role. They will ask you about not just the classroom, but also the work that you've done for different companies. But in IPM, where a lot of India is not really going to the best of schools, you might have gone to an international school and won like 20 different competition. 90% of them have gone to a school which has no opportunities, okay? मुश्किल से 3-4 inter-school competition होगा. That's it. So, one of the professors from IIM Indore, who had come to IIM Ranchi as a guest faculty, she also told that IPM interview is not a job interview. It's an academic interview. It's to see your potential. अभी कोर्सेरा में कोई भी जाके 10 सर्टिफिकेट निकाल सकता है 1 लाख में. That does not make them an expert. I can go and learn nutrition and gynecology in Coursera today, but that does not mean I know jack shit about it truly. People cheat in the tests and they get marks. So yeah, you think your Google Garage digital marketing certificate is going to mean a lot? No. I can go get that certificate in 5 minutes. It has no barrier to entry. So your ECA is pointless. The ECAs that might actually make sense, which I've seen professors place, is a friend of mine did a research in collaboration with a UK university, and the paper was published also. It was about water pollution, and in this case, when he talked about this in his introduction, the professor was intrigued. Science, water pollution, and the professor was also an engineer. So then the conversation went. But at the same time, this was not the entire interview. This did help him. I'm not saying it did not. But this entire thing also took him 6 months to 1 year. Okay, ऐसे randomly नहीं हुआ 3 दिन में. It was a long process. Now, if you have participated in SGFI or other national games, you know the amount of discipline, hard work it has taken you. Some people have gone to their sports academy for like 6-7 years before they've been in a position to participate in nationals. Right? Those show consistency, persistence, resilience. Those are the ECAs which might perhaps, cause a conversation to occur. I've not really seen anything that you can do in the last 2-3 months and then, dazzle the interviewers, especially at an IIM. Anyways, this was my rant. If you have more questions, comment kar. We are very active and we reply to every student. We actually get 100 DMs in our WhatsApp. हम हर person को reply देते हैं. And we do it for free. We don't give 2 shits about charging money for mentorship because we want to be here and solve the information asymmetry that exists. I'm Bhavesh Shah, the co-founder of Afterbirds, and a very passionate yapper, as you can definitely see. And let us know what our next video should be on. I was thinking we should do on board exam marks, does it matter in IPMAT? We should talk about how to revise. Hell, we should even talk about, is IIM really worth it when you're paying such a high fee? We should talk about DO. Bhai, दुनिया भर के ideas है. Subscribe करो. Crazy videos आएंगे. Tata.
Hey, it's Afterbirds.